This is going to be a very stockish plane. It's going to be pretty much all stock parts. So we're going to start with the Mark 1 cockpit. I'm going to take out the monopropellant because we don't need any of that. And now I'm going to see, what do we got? We have Mark 1 and Mark 0 liquid fuel fuselages. We have the Juno engine, so that's going to be... The Juno engine's very small, so I think what I'll do... Let's see what we got under aeronaut. Yeah, I might... Yeah, there's that tail fin connector. How's my science? Because what this is good for is actually obviously going to different biomes. What I think I might just do is put in a Mark 1 fuselage and take all the fuel out. And the purpose of that is just to extend the fuselage a little bit. And then take some of these Mark 0 ones, because we do not need that much fuel. And sort of... Oh my gosh, I want you on the end of that. Is that so hard? So that's what I want, like that. And then a Juno engine on the end of that. That's a fine amount of thrust. I could always put on more of these little, like, those things. Now, I do need air intake, so let's think about that right away. I think I just have these small... That's all I got. The small circular intake. That's going to go here, like so. And a nose cone. I have a small nose cone. There's the regular aerodynamic nose cone. This should work for me, I think. Like, basically, it's going to need more. It's going to need wings, wings, wings. I do have... What do I got for wing parts? I don't have the swept wings. No, I do not. I'm not going to get into... by the way, I find working with the stock propellers, and I find that so fiddly. I kind of have no interest in doing that. Those are too small. Let's just try... that for a wing idea. Let's see. I got the standard elevon here that I'll use for controlling roll. What do we got? Do we have any small? Those are way too big. Do I have smaller? Make some sort of tail on this. Oh, I grabbed the big ones again. Because I don't have... No. Let's see. Just making a really basic plane is the idea of this. So I want to make a kind of a tail. It really doesn't want me to... Double that up. There we go. You could also put these at the front and then there'll be canards, but I always find that that starts to get in the way of the Kerbal getting in and out. So that's what we're going to do instead. And I'll slide these back. Slide them in. Rotate them a little. Sure. That kind of works. Kind of works. Slide them up a little bit. I can deal. Okay, we'll put these wings in a little bit too. So they're like that. We'll figure some stuff out. Like that. Need some control surfaces because none of these are control surfaces. So I'm assuming if they're going to give me these little parts, they're going to give me, yes, the little control surface. And then I'll keep guessing at which way these should roll. Single symmetry. Aha! That's what I should add. Like so. Okay. So that's a plane. That's a plane, I think. Okay, what do we got for mass and lift? That is obviously, you want that center of lift just behind, like almost kind of in the same ball as that. So I guess what I'll be doing is just grabbing this. I think the wings are attached to the tank, so I should be able to just take this whole... Slide it. And unfortunately, that moves the whole mass with it too. Okay, I got some ideas. Okay, so we'll put this closer here. I might extend this out further. Yeah. Let's just get the wings. Move the wings out a bit, and then maybe move them up a bit. I don't want the wings to get in the way of that, though. That's the biggest issue. And that will bring down the center of lift a little. I don't know, you can't build a stock starter plane without it looking goofy a little bit. Like, it just is what it's going to be. What if I move these engines up a bit? I think I have to grab that one. Oh, but then the wings go up too, of course. Alright, might work fine this way. We'll see. We'll see what she's like. We'll give her a test fly. Let's take the flag off because the flag is right on. How do you get that flag? Toggle the flag. There we go. Okay. We'll see how this does. Okay. So it looks plainish. Plainish. Slide those in. That looks a little better. Okay, landing gear. Yeah, we only have these guys that are made out of matchsticks. They are brutal. Rotate the wing. Yeah, we'll play around with that. I'm just sort of getting the general gist of it for now. So I want to get these landing gears in there. Always have the snap-on when you put on landing gear, so that they will have a chance at being straight up and down. You want the landing gear, the rear gear, a little bit behind the center mass so that it can pitch up on the runway. But of course, if you get too close to the center of mass, it has a tendency to want to fall down and get a little bit of clearance happening here. We'll see how that does. And we got the front one here, the steerable one that goes there, and that is, yeah, I think I got to move those tanks down. You want this one to be, like, if I move this down to the ground here, you want this front one to be a little lower than the rear ones, but not silly lower. You want it slightly pitched up when it's sitting on the runway. So I'm going to move that up just a bit. And then move this down so it's just clipping. And then I think I need to move these tanks up. Oh, not actually bad, is it? Or move the tanks down. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. No, it's pretty good. Okay, no, actually, that's might work. We'll see. Probably it will hit my backside on the ground, but if that happens, it happens. Whoops. There, and lift is again in a semi-reasonable place. Okay, I might, for now, I know what people are saying with tilting the wings. You can give a little bit of a rotate to the wings, but I'm actually worried a little bit about the aesthetics of that because it might clip funny into where the engines are. So I might just leave it the way it is now. But what I will do is I will adjust. You want to adjust these control surfaces. So these guys here are for roll. And I always find my planes are way too pitchy. So I always twitchy. So I always turn the authority limiter down to starting at 10% and then sort of see from there. These guys at the back are going to be for pitch control. So turn off the other two. Again, 10%. And the rudder here is for yaw control. So the other two get turned off. Again, 10% on that. And let's see. What can I do as far as strength goes on these things? I'm not sure there's much I can do. Spring. Let's just up this and the dampeners a little. Try and make them a little stronger. Also put the brakes on these to 100%, but I'll keep the forward brakes at 50. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, you can't brake with that one anyway. Okay, this is, what is this one? This is the Juno 2, because it has 2 Juno engines. And must probably have a Kerbal in there. Jebediah, of course, has jumped into the seat. Let's see what happens. Don't forget the main thing, lights. I don't think I have lights yet. I still don't have lights. I do have, look at that, a little ladder piece. So if Jeb wants to get in and out, that might be an option for him. That's a concept. Okay, let's see how this works. Let's see how this works. So this is going to be a simulation. Clearly, if things crash, things crash. And the purpose of this is just really seeing if we can fly to another biome. I don't think I'm going to trust it to land anywhere but on the runway. Because, reasons. I can't put on the cockpit lights. I think I should put this landing gear a little lower. Okay, now I do have, I should show this to you because this is like, for flying planes, the best mod ever. It's called Atmosphere Autopilot. There's a button for it here. Oh, and then you got to put it on here. Bonk, there it is. But instead of doing that, turn that off again. There's also Shift and P turns that on and off. And you want to put on the master switch, which by the way has P as a toggle. Like that, and you want to have on standard fly-by-wire, and it took me forever to realize that you want to have that on. It really helps with the flying, and now you don't need to have SAS on, or do you? Let's put on SAS. Let's see what happens. So throttle up, punch it. Let's see what happens. Those judos are spooling. Oh, I got the brakes on. Brakes off. Come on, brakes. Why is it being this way? Why is this not moving? I'm at full throttle. Okay, there can't be. I got air intake. I'm producing 20 kilonewtons of thrust right now and not moving, or barely moving. It feels like there's something weird happening. More engines. No, it should. There it goes. But no, there's something weird happening. Like, there's no way this should be this wimpy. Okay, just really quick, let's just restart the simulation. Let's see what happens this time. That was weird. That was very weird. You think, yeah, the tail is obstructing the thrust? I'm glad you put a question mark on there, Robin, because that was like my thought, but there's no way that should be the issue. But maybe that this is obstructing the thrust coming off of there. But seriously, let's just throttle up and punch without doing anything. I think I got the same issue. Yeah, this is the same problem. Okay, so what we're going to do, terminate the simulation, revert it back to the spaceplane hangar. Like, this has a thrust to weight ratio of over 1. It should move. It should move. I'm going to take these off just very temporarily. Here, just actually make sure this is saved. And then take these off. And let's just simulate this one more time. And see if there is some obstruction somehow going on. Because that's weird. I mean, I could put on a third engine. But this really shouldn't be... This should be fine. So, let's just... Doom, doom, doom. There's some weird oscillation thing going on. See, now it's fine. Okay, so we're not going to take off this way. But I got to resolve what that is weird. I've never had that happen. Yeah, the tail was obstructing the thrust. There's no way that should be a thing, but clearly somehow it is a thing. This is why I saved it, so I can just load this back. But this is obstructing that. So one thing I could probably do that actually might be easier than messing with the aerodynamics is to simply grab that and slide them further outwards. Oh, that's the whole wing. Okay, yeah. If you don't know, hold Shift key and you can move things as far as you want. That's like one of the most useful and hidden tips ever. Holding Shift while doing that. And then we can take this one and slide it a little bit just so it doesn't clip into the motor. Maybe that'll be enough now that this is not... because that's just really strange. As far as I'm concerned, that's strange. Simulate again. I don't want to bring... the wings are already kind of high. I guess I could move the wings down and then move the tail, and then move the tail up. But the center of lift is already pretty high. I don't want to move it any higher. So that's why I'm reluctant to move the tail up. But we'll see. That might be the next step if this doesn't work. All right, so let's just again Z and punch it and see what happens here. Yeah, there we go. That was it. That was weird. That shouldn't have happened. Okay, SAS on though. And actually I should also bring up my... there. Okay, oh, we got a lot of speed and we're off. We're off. And this is... I'm just going to show people. Let's turn down the throttle a bit. See, this is fine. So, right now, I want to note SAS off, but the fly-by-wire, and see how it's holding its attitude. That's what the fly-by-wire does for you. It's so much nicer, and it's even way nicer than if I turn this off. And, oh wow, this plane is... I didn't turn it off, that's why. Oh, turn the master switch off. There we go. See, now it's starting to dip down, but even with... you know, when you put SAS and you get this kind of jerky flying because of the reaction wheels in there, if I keep this turned on, everything is just so much smoother. It behaves so much more like a plane. It's really nice. I'm honestly thinking this is a pretty nice little plane. So we'll do a little bit of a testing. That's the roll. See, rolls work. It might be a little too roly-poly. So I'm going to turn this down to maybe 6. Let's see what that's like. There we go. And yaw control. And pitch control was actually really nice right away. Okay, let's... but this is Atmosphere fly-by-wire, or no, Atmosphere Autopilot's what it's called. Really handy. There's a lot of other features in there, but just that standard fly-by-wire. And actually, that's one of the things I noticed right away with KSP2. I shouldn't spend too much time dorking about because this is costing me money. With KSP2, the flying, there's something in there. They have some sort of flight assist going on with their, which is nice, actually, in KSP2 because the flying is so much nicer than in KSP1. It's not that jerky. So anyway, I'm going to bring it around, try and do a test landing. Again, these landing gear are the worst. I think the game just thinks it's funny to watch people crash. I'm fine with this. If everything is good, we're going to put some science on it. But as far as flying it goes, it's great. Okay, let's turn around. Oh, this is going to be bad. You know, let's get a little further from the... I'm going a little too fast. Little too fast. Okay, let's turn around again. Not the best airplane person in the world, but I can get the job done. Big thing is watching that nav ball and watching whether you're going up or whether you're going down. Now this thing has a really... I noticed it took off at like 50, 60 meters per second, so I really want to kind of slow down here. Its stall speed's pretty low. There we go. And we're going to get ready to put it down on the thingy here. See how this works. And if this all works great, then coming in and I'm going to build it. And we'll have a plane and we'll get Jeb or someone to go fly it around. Well, all I got is Jeb and Val. Okay, and come on, get down, Jeb. I know you're scared. I'm scared too. Whoa! That was a weird bounce Atola there, and down, we're down. I don't know what happened there. It was a very weird bounce. But we're down. No problems. Okay, so let's terminate that simulation. which is that. Let's dress it up a little bit too.